Welcome to Group Dates and Hot Takes, a Bachelor Nation podcast. I'm Sampy.
And I'm Christy. And we're recapping Michelle's season of The Bachelorette.
We're back for yet another week. Another Michelle being mature week.
Yeah, she hasn't let us down yet.
No. Surprisingly, I guess. Since, in my professional opinion, which is not a professional, and maybe I'm putting myself out on a shaky limb here, but seems like a lot of the time they get pretty immature people.
Sometimes. That's usually the bachelors, though.
Oof. That's a little uncomfortable. Come on, there are mature guys out there.
Some are. Some of the latter ones we've had are a little questionable.
Big oof. Big oof. Well, is there anything from Bachelor Nation, Christy?
Well, this was something a little petty that I found entertaining. So, Becca and Thomas are still together from Paradise, and Katie has been doing this 12 days of Bachelor guys where she assigns a song from Taylor Swift's new album to each guy. And so she decided to, I think Thomas was day 5 or something, and she assigned him I Knew You Were Trouble and posted that on her Insta story.
Oh, so was that sort of, was it more, this is just what you remind me of, or kind of because I know Taylor's pretty famous for so many of her songs are basically about breaking up with this guy or that guy. Was it along those lines, or was it just, this song reminds me of you?
Oh, I don't know. She just posts the song and tags the guy with it. So I don't know if it's she still thinks he's trouble and thus the I Knew You Were Trouble. I don't know. But after that, Becca unfollowed Katie on Instagram. So
wow.
A little awkward.
So I have no words. It seems like a fairly innocuous thing.
It should be. But
I mean,
that's all.
I guess when your world is drama, you will be dramatic.
Well, Katie's just being messy. I mean, she hasn't stopped really.
How dare you? Huh. Well, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Well, I guess we should get into this thing. So, why was she allowed, she being Michelle, of course, why was she allowed to meet with her parents? Isn't that, against the rules or something?
Well, it's definitely rare. I'm guessing the fact that they were in Minnesota is part of it, but I think Peter got to FaceTime with his parents maybe, but yeah, usually you don't get to see family until the very end.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were supposed to be off limits or something.
Yeah, but I guess they changed their minds this time.
ABC, how could you, and how dare you?
I'm sure she appreciated it.
Yeah, because, they're her rocks,
Mm-hmm. She needs our support.
I mean, I guess, yeah. They just, they want her to be happy, Christy.
Yeah, that's about all we got from that segment. I really want, it would have been so much more interesting if they were so who do you like the least right now? We could have had some interesting convos, but it was just
Christy, that's too dangerous. We can't go there.
but it would be so much more interesting. But
I keep saying, Christy, this show is not all about you.
I have so many like good ideas though.
If only ABC knew. Unfortunately, like 7 people listen to our podcast.
It's a little more than that.
I mean,
Just a little.
okay. So, what did you think about this whole just psych to get to see Michelle again segment? Wasn't that just the best?
Ugh. Are you talking about when the guys just all yelled her name and then just started clapping for no reason?
No, there was
I
a
mean-
reason. They were about to see Michelle.
I mean, usually every season, the group of whoever it is left yells the lead's name. But it's usually like off a balcony, and this time it was just like in the middle of a field.
Wasn't even, I don't think it was even if it was literally like
Just
down,
open
it was
space.
like downtown Minneapolis.
Yeah, I think they were standing in some grass, but like it was just odd. I guess the producer is off screen being like, okay, now guys, everybody yell Michelle at the same time
Yeah.
and then clap afterwards.
Yay! So excited. Would you like to stay in the hotel that they're staying in?
I'm sure. I mean, I don't remember much of it actually. I guess I wasn't paying attention, but
I remember I like panned up and it was just like this giant
Enormous.
like, glass building.
yeah, I mean, probably is nice. Usually the hotels they pick are pretty good, aside from the La Quinta.
How dare you, Christy? How dare you?
I don't know. Maybe it's nice in person, but it didn't photograph well on TV.
Wow, that is unbelievable. Very rude to the La Quinta. I mean, yeah. So, how about? I mean, this probably doesn't even matter, but I'm curious, so I'm gonna ask the question: is this pretty common too? Because she basically just pulled Joe herself out of the group of guys standing in front of the hotel for the one-on-one.
Yeah, I have seen that before. Probably at least once a season.
A real boost for the other guys.
Yeah, they're all left to just stand there awkwardly while Joe walks away hand in hand.
Yeah, and they hop in a car and drive away.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
A little bit of a heartbreaker.
Yes. So, tell us a little bit about this date. This is quite a wide-ranging date, I would say.
Yeah, they start off at the Minnesota Twins baseball stadium, and I guess this was like an actual game. Like I remember seeing photos of this like when it happened, but she throws a strike at the beginning, and
Yes, it's called a first pitch, Christy, a ceremonial first pitch.
yeah, so it's like if she throws a strike, Joe gets a kiss, and of course they call it a strike, even though, I mean, was it?
I know. If I remember correctly, it was high and outside,
Yeah.
which people may not understand, but I used to be a big baseball fan, so.
Yeah, I understand that one.
Yeah. So,
And then they visit her school, I think.
yeah, her high school to revisit history. Did you buy it when she was all like, "I remember where my locker was," and like just brings him and stands in front of a locker?
Were they numbered? Because if they were numbered, I can buy that, I guess.
I mean, they probably were numbered, but this is also like a high school, in a pretty major city. You gotta think they have like thousands of lockers or something.
Yeah, but if you just happen to remember your locker number, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's something. If you keep your same locker number through all 4 years, it'd probably get ingrained in your head.
I mean, I just don't. I just don't know if I can believe.
It is hard to believe on this show.
Everything you question what's real and what's not real. You know.
I mean, the general consensus on the internet was that the producers completely created all of those notes last week in the wish box.
Look, I tried. All right, I tried to be optimistic.
I know, me too, but
I mean, of course, it would not surprise me in the slightest. But and before we continue, just aside, I did just look it up, and the Marquette is actually very affordable, which I guess makes sense since ABC doesn't want to break the bank with all of the rooms they have to have. I imagine there's a decent number of rooms.
what are you calling affordable?
Like low to mid 100s.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think it would have been that cheap.
I didn't either. But here we are. Yes. Yeah, so they continued wandering around her high school. They had to stop off, and I'm sure this classroom had so much significance for sure to take a look through some old. I don't know if there's specifically yearbooks. I feel like it was maybe more like basketball achievement books because it was like there were a bunch of pictures of her playing basketball and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they looked at like one of those display cases as well, like in the hallway.
Because she has a lot of achievements.
Yep, she accomplished a lot.
The baller,
Yep, then they played basketball.
This is another area I'm skeptical. Because, of course, they just, like, show Joe only missing baskets and Michelle only hitting baskets.
Yes. You think they edited out all the ones he made?
Yes, I do.
Well, we have to continue the narrative of, like, I don't know.
Look, I'm not trying to throw shade because it does seem like Michelle is quite good at basketball. But still, as we know, since you mentioned it, and I should have brought it up too because it was kind of an itch in my mind. I'm talking about after they play basketball when they're sitting on the bleachers, where it keeps swapping back between shots of Michelle, like before kissing a ton and after kissing a ton.
Oh, yes. The amount of lipstick was not consistent.
Yes, throughout this entire conversation, it like kept switching to it kept switching to like close up, more close up shots of Michelle's face.
Yeah, it just tells you how chopped up these convos can be. It's like you kind of wonder, are we even seeing like a through line of what the conversation was really like?
I mean, likely no. Because I mean, they literally can do whatever they want, and maybe they try to kind of leave the gist of it there, and we're like, oh, we didn't have enough shots of because as I remember it, the shots where she had more like lipstick or lip gloss or whatever, were like more close-up shots when she wasn't actually talking. She was just like looking intently as he was like talking.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they just got on the cutting room floor and were like, she's just not really maintaining eye contact the way I would like here in this latter half of the conversation. Let's just splice in some shots from earlier when she was really making some great eye contact.
Yeah, it's just weird to me.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty big continuity thing. They would call it.
Yeah.
Which is interesting and kind of funny to me because generally speaking, like I think I don't know if it's more common on TV shows, but it's an actual Hollywood thing, like film and television industry thing, that there's typically a person whose job is to maintain continuity. Like they like have all these notes and stuff and be like, you can't do that because like this happened earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That's an actual job description. Apparently, they don't have those at ABC.
No, they have story editors who will just put it in whatever order to fit whatever story they want.
That makes me a little uncomfortable. But yeah, so we won't stick on that because I feel like the nighttime portion of this date is the most important.
Yeah, but before we get to the nighttime, we got the date card
Oh yes, of course.
where everybody but Nayte is listed on the date card, and this is where Chris continues his like
Downward spiral.
yes, he's like very disappointed. He's like, "Oh, I went out on a limb to tell Michelle about Nayte, and it fell on deaf ears."
It's like going to the lead with a bunch of unsubstantiated gossip about one of her favorite people is going to get you a one-on-one date.
I don't know what he was thinking, but he is still hurt about it and griping. But
I just don't even get me frickin' started.
yeah, so now back to Joe's nighttime.
Yes, a more pleasant thought. Well,
Well,
not
actually
really.
not.
Yes, as the segment opens from commercial break with a warning about, discussion of difficult topics and
Yes,
suicide,
anxiety, depression.
depression.
I was like, oh boy.
Look, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Chrissy. I legit thought that Joe's dad was dead too. Like with how many people across the last handful of seasons that have just been like, yeah, my dad's dead. I totally thought it was that. But no, it was not that.
No, he talked about. I didn't quite follow all the medical stuff here, but it seems like he broke 3 bones in his foot in 7th grade. And then I guess in college, he broke his foot again. He mentioned a bone that began with an M that I didn't write down.
Metatarsal.
But then like the surgeon tried to fix it, but then ended up shattering it more. Does that sound right? And then he had to have more surgery again to fix it.
Yes, that's roughly. I mean, sort of the end of that whole thing was that he ended up having, like I think he said maybe 7 screws and a plate in his foot. Yeah, because originally he just had a screw through his metatarsal, but then during that surgery, the surgeon used a screw that was too large, I guess, and ended up shattering it. But yeah, I mean that's not an easy situation at all. I mean, I know somebody who had foot ankle problems caused by gymnastics, and the same sort of story line with it was messed up, and then surgery made it worse, and I mean for a long time she was basically in pain, an extensive amount of pain, and
Yeah, that is rough.
not real ability to walk super well and stuff with it. Yeah, I mean stuff like that in the feet is not a joke.
And so it seemed like after that, it was just mentally really tough. He had anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts. I guess eventually he had to give up basketball because of, all the foot trauma. So
Yeah, I mean you have
hard to play.
Yeah, I mean you have that much hardware in your foot. You're probably not going to be able to maintain a collegiate level sort of performance. Which led to him giving up basketball. From what he was saying, I don't know if he actually. We should look this up because I wasn't totally clear, but it seemed like I'm not sure if he dropped out of college, but I don't know if this was maybe after college, but he moved back home because of how traumatic everything was.
Yeah, that's what it's. I don't know where he was playing, but yeah, he came back to Minnesota.
Some college somewhere, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, he has a whole Wikipedia page.
Oh boy. Minnesota Joe? I don't even know what the heck his last name is.
Joe Coleman.
Oh, that's right.
He was a top 100 ESPN recruit. It shows he was at St. Mary's College.
Which is where?
Oh, California.
Okay. Does it say if he finished his degree or not?
He was there the last year. It doesn't. Let me see.
Well.
Yeah, it looks like he went to the California school in his junior season. But it doesn't say whether he graduated there or not.
Okay. Well, you're definitely getting a rose after that.
Yes, I mean he's already one of her top people.
But they did have a nice Ferris wheel ride before the rose. Or was it before the rose?
That was after.
Ugh. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of the concert after the rose.
Or even the fireworks, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you succeeded. You get another little treat. Yay, good for you.
I mean, it's really just so they can get more making out shots.
I held my tongue, but I was screaming inside. What? Tell us about this Vikings stadium date.
This was very disappointing to watch. So the guys pull up to the Minnesota Vikings football stadium, and Michelle's like, "Are you ready to see some Vikings?" And I'm like, "Ooh, which Vikings football player is gonna come out?" But no, ABC.
You were bamboozled too.
Yes, I was like, where? I guess I had forgotten. I don't remember if I'd seen any promos of these pseudo Vikings that came out, but I guess ABC was too cheap to pay for actual football players.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just incredibly skeptical, but I was like, there's no way they actually got actual football players.
They have before though, but in previous seasons.
Yeah, but notice they didn't get any baseball players earlier for the Joe Day.
No, but at least they went to an actual game though, where like players were like there, even if they weren't part of it. But
Maybe.
no,
Yeah.
we had these like big guys wearing costumes come out.
Yes, like historical Vikings.
How realistic or like how accurate do these costumes look to you?
No, not particularly.
Okay, that's what I thought. So they couldn't even get the real costumes.
No, I mean it was just a very like. I mean, it's not like I'm a Viking historian, but it seemed like it was just very theatrical, sort of
Yeah.
vibe to it. But yeah,
So
yeah, because they actually came out. These are pretty like large men, and they like came out. They were like pulling this cart behind them.
And they make them do like all these like activities. The first one is like the guys have to do a battle cry, and like Rick scared me a little bit.
Why?
With his, I don't know. He looked like he was gonna pop a vein in his head.
I feel like you're still a little disconcerted by Rick just in general. You just can't get over the whole decapitation thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
You are very like Rick averse.
He's
You're
very
like,
very intense.
You're like, I know. Look,
It's hard to describe.
I I was laughing so hard at Chris S's battle cry, and he does it. And it's like, of course, not very good. And where the large Viking guys is like, I forget exactly what he said, but it's something to like lame or like because Chris S is not a great Viking.
So next they had to throw logs.
A big old log.
Yes, it looked very heavy.
I'm skeptical. I'm not saying it was a fake log. I'm just saying logs can vary quite a bit in weight depending on like how dry and how like dead it was before.
Oh, well, Chris seemed to struggle a bit lifting it up.
Yes, well, Chris is not a bodybuilder like the rest of them.
No, he's a normalish guy, I guess.
Yeah, apparently he threw it the furthest though.
I think he got a lucky roll.
Wow. Wow. Christy is not a believer.
I mean, the roll counts, so
Yes it does. It really does. And then I guess because what they were already doing was not bad enough, they then had to go change into costumes themselves. Anything you want to comment on?
there was only one memorable one, and it was Chris, who got stuck wearing an inflatable centaur outfit. When he runs, the two horse legs in the back gallop awkwardly behind him. It was very funny.
I don't know why that was included in this Viking theme.
So funny.
That's like that's like a completely like mythical.
I know, it didn't fit with the rest of the costumes at all.
Particularly since if we have any history buffs around, but I feel like centaurs aren't really like a Scandinavian like folklore thing. Maybe I'm wrong.
Probably not.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I only really know them from Narnia, but
C.S. Lewis, like Tolkien, took stuff from everywhere.
I don't know. I feel like if you're Chris and you get that costume, you have to be like, am I a joke character this season?
Like, I don't know. You wouldn't have taken another costume.
I don't know that they had a choice. I feel like they were assigned. Just like last week, he was given the tidy whities. 2 weeks in a row, he gets the least desirable costume.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure some people think tidy whities are attractive.
I don't know. Everybody was making fun of him there, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, nobody likes him, so I feel like that's a pretty big factor.
Yeah, although that was before he confronted everyone.
Well, I guess. Yeah. So they had some challenges here.
Oh yeah, it's the weird food date of the season.
Weird food that's been sitting out in the sun for hours.
First was fermented fish, which for some reason was crunchy. That was confusing to me. They were like, it had a crisp to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, put those in like a storehouse. Yeah. They also had to eat this thing that was like a block of like brains and tongue and like
Viking head
stuff.
hash. That did not look good.
Yes, I'm gonna. This is not a hot take or anything. This is just reality. Like, don't eat brains, people. I don't care the species. That's just asking for trouble.
Oh really? I always thought it looked gross. But is there an actual like medical thing there?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like prion diseases, I think. There's a whole thing, and this is way off topic. But some cannibals had issues because they would eat brains, and some of the people whose brains they were eating had these uncurable disease.
Oh, okay. I think we can stop there with that.
It's basically mad cow disease, if anyone's familiar.
That's terrible.
But yes, arm wrestling.
Yeah, they didn't show very many of these. They showed Chris versus Olu, which, come on.
Of course.
Olu wins that.
Yeah, Chris got trashed.
Or Swolu, as somebody called him last week.
Yes. Shout out to Gabe, who is very impressed by Olu's muscles.
Yes, and then for some reason they just announced Clayton wins Ultimate Viking.
You got me. I don't even know.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't show much, and it doesn't seem to win him anything significant either. It's just a title.
Yeah, no, it really didn't help him.
No.
Good for you. Yay. Congrats. Nobody knows why, but yay.
So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I found it pretty funny how Sue was just like, you guys, like, really embarrassed yourselves last week, but you did great this week.
Yeah, at nighttime she made sure to recognize their effort of making her feel seen and creating small moments.
Yes. Gotta have those small moments.
Yeah, because like all throughout the daytime portion, they kept showing the guys constantly going over to her throughout all the Viking stuff.
I mean, look. You gotta keep progressing your relationship. You know, it's all about the small moments. I mean, it's really all about the one-on-one dates, but it's all about the small moments.
Yeah, and so we see, I guess, a couple of guys. She talks with Clayton. There wasn't much in this conversation beyond, like, he's starting to stand out to her. I don't know if you picked up anything else from that, but
I mean, not really. It's just I just have a hard time taking that seriously when like we know like I would say next couple weeks maybe he's gonna be out of here.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I feel like we still don't know anything about him. Like when later on, when like he gets the rose, she mentioned something about I liked learning about your family, but I guess we didn't get to hear that. So
No,
I'm
no,
still like,
Christy, he's gonna be the Bachelor. We don't need to know that yet.
I know, but they haven't given us any reason. Like if he were to get eliminated next week, I feel like there's other guys who have gotten a lot more screen time where we'd be like, oh, that person got eliminated. I really liked them. They should be the Bachelor. But so far, we have nothing. We have no buzz around him.
Yeah, I guess I kind of feel like they're maybe trying to not show a ton because of him being the next Bachelor, since everyone already knows. I just feel like maybe that factors into the decision because it's like it's not the same situation where the the person is just on the season, right? And we don't nobody knows that they're going to be picked because the next season hasn't been announced, all of that different stuff. So I just feel like it's a different vibe for ABC maybe, where they're like, oh well, everybody already knows he's gonna be the Bachelor, so like we can't like give him too much screen time, otherwise like people won't be able to discover him. Like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I'm sure I'm wrong, but like I don't know. It just feels weird with us knowing already that he
Yeah.
is the Bachelor.
Yeah, it's weird watching his scenes. Because in my back of my mind, I'm like, next Bachelor, next Bachelor.
Yep. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care.
But also, like, I don't know. I don't feel like they have that great of a connection compared to the other people. But
Thinking that we know of.
yeah.
All of his footage may have been scrubbed. Yeah.
So then Brandon interrupts them and she brought out, I couldn't tell what this was. It looked like a gummy fish.
So I think it may have been I feel like it was kind of a callback to the obviously the fish from the date, but she also had a pretty big moment with him because he like kissed her after having eaten
Yeah.
the fermented fish, which was shall we say slightly pungent for her.
Yeah.
I don't think he had a chance to get a mint before that.
No.
And I don't think it would have helped.
That was maybe a small moment he should have let go by.
Look, I think that she appreciated it. You know, she saw, I mean, not in the moment, maybe, but she saw how much he was working for her, you know?
She saw his effort.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then, of course, the moment we've all been waiting for. Nayte gets the one-on-one date card.
Yes, it says, I'm looking for a man who isn't afraid to test the waters.
Ooh, what could that mean? Oh. And, of course, Chris is a freaking weirdo about it.
Oh, yeah.
Just about everything.
Like, yeah, he takes this personally. He's like in shock that she didn't check in with him or thank him for what he said last week. And like the whole night, I guess he's just waiting for Michelle to come find him instead of him making the effort.
Yeah. I mean, that's how the Bachelorette works. Said no one, ever. Yeah, he is not the most enjoyable person in my opinion. Maybe he's
No,
better. Maybe he's better in situations that are not nationally televised.
perhaps.
But I've not enjoyed our time with him. No. No, I have not. But let's get to some good stuff here, Christy.
Yes, Nate. So I guess Michelle knows how to drive a boat.
Hopefully she has a license. Usually you have to have a boating license.
Hmm. But
Yes.
they go boating on a lake that I did not write the name of down.
I mean,
It was,
there are so many lakes in Minnesota, so I do not
yeah.
believe you. Yeah, we get to meet a couple best friends. What do you think about
Yes.
that?
This is I feel like this means she really likes him, because why would you waste meeting the best friends on a guy you don't think could be there at the end?
I would agree with that.
So they meet Allie and Tia. And
Friends, yay! Get to go
I
out
thought,
in the water.
I thought it was interesting that they asked her, or they asked him, are there any guys in the house that like have a problem with you? And of course he has to talk about what Chris said. But I thought he explained it pretty well. That like basically Chris just took it the wrong way, and it's not like he was thinking he has it in the bag. He's just confident that eventually they would have a one-on-one, which like duh, of course.
They have a strong connection. You know, and she
Yeah.
loves that little dangly cross earring thing he has, you know?
But
Yeah.
they seem impressed with him.
They're like, we're fiercely protective. But also, great job going on this show and dating dozens of people. Yeah, he seems to have made a good impression on them, which is, you know,
Important.
what he needed if he's going to take this relationship to the next level. What did you think about the nighttime portion, particularly when he was like talking about how he didn't want to be serious all the time?
Yeah, I can understand that. I guess he's been in relationships before where there was like no fun or lightheartedness. And so he doesn't want that in a future partner. I mean, I can relate to that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just interesting to hear how people describe things as we'll get to later with Martin. But yeah, the interesting people. She's Michelle herself. And I don't know what happened in her life. Somehow she ended up just in terrible relationships.
Yeah, this boyfriend of hers who I guess didn't reciprocate anything while they were dating. She kept getting nothing in return. And eventually, like, she got really sick. Like, couldn't keep food down, spent months searching for answers, doctor to doctor, and then turns out it was the relationship that was causing that.
I did think that was a little strange.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know that was a possibility. Like, it could affect you physically like that.
Is she just like highly stressed all the time or something?
I don't know, I guess, but it seems like once she ended that relationship, that all went away. So, I don't know. It's very, very odd.
Yeah, that is a little strange.
And so back at the hotel with the rest of the guys, Chris still griping about how she's making a big mistake with Nate. And we see him leave the hotel, get in a car. And well,
Oh, Lord have mercy.
we know where this is headed. And so, like, he walks in to where Michelle and Nayte are. And I wish, like, I could adequately describe the look on Nate's face. He does this, like, double take, like, half shocked, half smirked face. It was so funny.
He was slightly shocked. I guess as the TikTok crowd say, right? Tell me you want to get sent home from the show without telling me you want to get sent home from the show.
Yeah. He was just like the audacity. It was pretty funny.
He's like, can I talk to you for a minute?
And didn't Nayte say like weird or something?
Yeah. He sort of looked on. He's like, weird.
And then of course Michelle has to like get up. I guess you can't just say no.
Yeah, leave her date. Deal with this situation.
Yeah, and Chris is like, I feel really insecure being here. He's like, I didn't get a chance to talk to you last night at the group date. I feel played. Like you ended up giving him a one-on-one.
Yeah, again, this whole thing about how like she's supposed to take this information that he gave her that no one else has agreed with and just send Nayte home, who she really likes, based on that. Like, it makes no sense.
No. And he's like, I don't want you to make the wrong decision.
Too, I just like a whole thing where he's talking about how he's like, why did you put on a fake smile?
Ugh.
Like this whole like, I feel like a lot of the time in situations like this, you end up having a heck of a lot of like projection onto the other person, because that's more of the like that's more of the impression I got from him, that like he wasn't being totally genuine, that he was like trying to clumsily manipulate things.
Yeah, for sure.
And so he kind of just describes himself in in his complaining and accusations here.
Yeah, so Michelle finally says she can speak for herself and make decisions. And basically, she's telling him his opinion is invalid. And this relationship isn't progressing and he needs to go home.
Oh, you hate to see it,
I
but
know.
you love to see it.
Watching him go down the
escalator.
Yeah, but she's standing at the top. Very, very satisfying.
Wow. How dare you, Christy? He's a person too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, of course, Nayte and Michelle get fireworks. They didn't, you know.
That's like the sign that you know you're in one of the top spots usually.
Yep. I guess Andy Grammer was not available this week. So instead, pew 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 pew. I just want to say that was a completely accurate description of the fireworks that went off. Just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess we should probably close with the cocktail party, the rose ceremony.
Yeah, we didn't get a ton from the rest of the guys except for one. So they showed her walking with Rick outside, making out, and then
Of course.
Yes, Michelle got a birthday cake for Brandon. She was on the rooftop with Rodney. Nothing like hugely important happening with any of
Well, I mean,
those.
they screamed on the rooftop. Her and Rodney,
Yeah, but
like we love Minnesota or something.
yeah, like I said, nothing important.
Wow. Look, Christy, I can't believe you'd say that. They were progressing their relationship.
By yelling.
Look, a lot of it's in the small moments, Christy.
Why are you buying into this?
Look, ABC clearly knows all about love, all right? So I'm just following their
That's why they have so many successful relationships.
Yes, exactly. So,
And then we have Martin.
I just does he want to be here?
I don't know. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? So he starts like questioning Michelle because he's like, "Oh, you're saying a lot of the same things to me that you're saying to the other guys, and it sounds
Oh,
similar."
no crap. Oh, yeah. It's not like that's the entire premise of the show you're on.
I know the show. People always say the show is not scripted, but these people say the same things every season. So I don't know why he's like heard about that. And somehow this morphs into like he doesn't want a high maintenance girl. And he like tries to reassure her that, oh, she's not high maintenance. But also he doesn't want a girl that expects the guy to do everything. And then Michelle like tries to ask him, well, what is a high maintenance girl? And he keeps repeating the same thing. And
well, no, that's not even. I need to go back and watch this because I'm like 85% sure that he like used females,
he did.
which is like I know this is awfully just like I'm just buying into just all the culture right now, but like that's a pretty big red flag.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people talking about that lately, like guys that refer to women as females.
Yeah, not the best. And then the whole thing where he was like, I forget the exact wording he used, but talking about how like, again, part of the, like expects a guy to do everything, but like basically just of what he seemed to be saying was like women who just expect a guy to just completely take care of them.
Yeah.
Where was he talking about? Is he like from Miami?
I don't know where he's from.
I feel like he was talking about Miami at one point, but it's very strange. I feel like it's got to be at least 50-50 in terms of, because I don't know, I've just seen a lot of the opposite, where it's like a guy just straight up knows nothing about life.
Well, to me it came off like he doesn't want to do anything for the girl. That's the way it came off to me.
Which,
but
you can't say that. Michelle needs to be seen.
I know, that was like the wrong person to say that to.
Yeah.
And then
oh Lord.
And then he like talks to the rest of the guys about this convo. And he's like, yeah, I don't think I said anything wrong. It's just a miscommunication on her end.
Yes, that like a miscommunication on her end. Oh my goodness.
Just so loud and wrong.
Ouch. I just don't. How? Why did she not send him home after that?
I know. I don't understand. She gave him a rose. She could have kept Leroy, who seems like he has not committed any sins like that. But no, Leroy and Casey go
was
home.
pretty stylish too, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't
Said
get
she
it.
keeps Martin.
I
with
guess
his faux pas and his hair.
Oh, I know his hair is just. I really don't like it. Like every time I look at it, it seems like it gets worse.
Wow. R.I.P. Martin.
I guess maybe they wanted some drama because other than Martin, there's nobody else left who would do anything, right? It's like she got rid of all the other problem people.
Yeah, because what you have? So you have Nayte, Joe, Olu, Brandon, Rodney, Martin. It's just the 7 of them.
And Bachelor guy.
Oh, Clayton. That's
Yeah.
You're right. That's 7. I think.
Yeah, she gave out 5 roses, and there were 3 guys who already had it. So yeah, 8 total.
Oh, 8. Who am I forgetting then?
Rick, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, when I don't really think about decapitated people. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense that the producers just want more drama because otherwise,
Yeah.
like he has been digging himself such a deep hole.
Yep. And then we had the quick little tag at the end where Olu serves her the most popular dish in Africa.
Which I don't know if he can really make this claim. Like, Africa's an entire freaking continent.
Yeah, I don't know.
With many different cultures and many different countries.
But it was too spicy for her.
Ugh. I don't mind high maintenance women. I can't stand weak women. Can't handle spices.
Not everyone likes to have their taste buds singed.
Wow, Christy coming back pretty strong on that. Huh. Well, hopefully we get rid of Martin next week.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had 27 kisses.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a jump from last week.
I mean, at some point, you gotta get busy,
Yeah, it's time to ramp it up.
Yeah, you're getting to a smaller group. It's becoming more intimate.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. How can the good people of the world reach us, Christy?
You can email us at groupdatespod@gmail.com or follow us on Instagram at groupdatespodcast.
I need to make another meme sometime soon.
Yes.
One day. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to that.
Yep, I am.
Oh, wow. So honored. So honored. Yes. Well, hopefully we get rid of some Clayton and Martin deadweight next week.
Yeah, definitely Martin. Hopefully.
He's got to go. It's a very specific haircut, I will just say. I know it's probably a waste of time to talk about this further. Because it's basically like bleached on top, I guess. And then the sides, there's like a bar, I think, like under the top of his head, like above his ears, that's shaved completely off.
Yeah, so it's like this gap.
And then the back is like shaved to this like triangle. which part of that, I think only part of that is bleached, but like some of it is. So like you kind of have the bleached part, like it's not quite frosted tips, but at the same time you kind of have his pretty dark hair color underneath that.
It's very unfortunate. Look.
I mean, he obviously likes it since it's on his head.
Yeah.
Christy is without words. This has been Group Dates and Hot Takes, a Bachelor Nation podcast. I'm Zampy.
And I'm Christy. We'll talk to you next week.